Buddy, it's 1:11 on the clock. I have 4 of my messages of the day, my channeled messages to bring to you, as well as this mini read for the twin flames today. So let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Take a deep breath. Excuse me just for a second, I need to take something off. I've just been guided to take some stones off. Take another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day as well. It's beautiful and sunny. The flowers are blooming. It's beautiful out. So let's get right into this. I have 4 of my messages of the day, as I said, and the one on the table. And I pulled some of my my love decks. Well, actually, let me go ahead and I'll pull one now. So this is the Fortune Oracle, and let's see what that brings up. We'll pull an oracle at the end as well. Let's see what comes up here. All right, so to start out, the energies here. This is coming right out, the 11. 11 came up this morning too. So be generous, successful, and emotional fulfillment are yours. And there's the flowers energy as well, as I just brought them up. The 11 is justice, truth and balance and alignment. And that's Libra energy as well for me. We have birth as well here. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. Okay, and then we have the Chariot and the underlying energy, and it's like a Cinderella chariot with, it looks, it's hard to tell. There's probably a 4th horse back there, but it looks like 3, but there could be 4 there. The Chariot is 6 with the Lovers, and again, charge ahead with confidence, stay strong and focused in the underlying energy. And let's just put these 2 cards up front since they're such beautiful energy. If I can, without knocking everything over. There we go. Okay. So we're going to roll the die as well first. 2. All right, for the twin flames, today is the 19th of May, 2023. Okay, we have Virgo here, which is mutable. So all about purification and healing. And we also have Saturn here, which is Capricorn, so a lot of earth right there. And then we also have the number 7, which is the Chariot and Cancer. It's also the 7 of the key, 7 of the gamma ray and the boomerang, 7 of the calm before the storm, as we have responsibilities and purification here. And Cancer is also cardinal. Cardinal and Capricorn are both cardinal, and then mutable energies there. So a lot of leadership there. And Earth. And Cancer balances well with Earth. The key to your responsibilities, to your perhaps your daily work life. And let's see how this goes. All right, so this first message, I have so many smears on my phone. All right, So we have the deck at the top is my animal deck, and then I have my mixed Lenormand Reverie and Kipper deck second, and then that third one is Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook, and then I have the tea leaves, and then my half deck of Rider-Waite. So I'm going to pull it up a little bit so you can see the cards better. Okay, so all of these reads are going to be between the 16th and now. Actually, this read on the table I did the night of the 15th. So, but today's Friday, the 19th. So Monday through Friday, so the work week. So again, work is coming up big time. I pulled these at 7:37 to 43. So that's the King of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, and Three of Cups for these decks. And for the way I pull this, for those of you who don't usually watch, the underlying energies on the left, I usually pull out 3 cards unless a 4th comes out. And then the cards at the end are extra cards that wanted to come out, which I use for numerology, as well as incorporating in the results of that line. And the numbers at the end of the deck came up as 121311 and 361318. So Los Angeles, as well as Canada, were coming up. Ottawa came up. And again, the angels in general. So it was coming up like Los Angeles, of course, is the angels. So the angels, and this can just be about California too, because CA is Canada and California, but LA was also coming up. But then it came up as Los Angeles, or the angels, and Charlie's angels, or Christ angels. 1 and 11 in LA, 3 and 18 in Canada, or perhaps just California at large. The Divine Masculine and Justice in LA, the Empress and Moon, or Daughter in Canada, LA versus Canada, or just LA, California, and LA can also be Louisiana. Los Angeles versus Christ's Angels, and then 11/38, reflecting 38/11 was coming up as well, which is the Queen of Cups and Justice, or alignment. The Hanging Man in transition to Justice, Death and Rebirth. Atlas transition to the Purple Moon, also Death and Rebirth. The Magician and the Empress and the 21 World, 61 of taking a risk, urgent, need to socialize perhaps, or come together for social reasons, the community, or help in the community, and complete. The Empress, Justice, and the Empress in a romance. The Seesaw of 3 and 8, which notice 3 is half of 8, visually. The 318, half in the whole, and your opposite pole, like your half birthday was coming up. Like like my birthday's 9/18, so that would be talking about 3/18. At 8:02 of Strength and the 2 of the High Priestess, the underlying energy was the 8 of Swords, which is 62, the 18 of the Pup and the 10 of Cups family, the Phoenix, the Cat, Success, and the 2 of Wands, which also is the Twin Flames. Affirming your freedom by releasing yourself to be with your mate, the Moon Child, or Cancer Pup, who wants the 10 of Cups family to take the lead, to draw them out of their cage, as the Phoenix rises between the Pup and the two-faced Cat, and the Pup seeing the transformation and the black and white of that and those cats. The Pup is amazed by the birds that fly and find their own food and deal with predators who may hurt them and dump out their nest eggs. And the Cat's so weird, where one's calm and the other's so defensive, and yet so successful. And how does one go about navigating our differences and choose a path to follow all on our own? The bird leaves the cage, the Pup tells us when they want to walk and to play ball. The Phoenix rises, transmuting all in its way and lighting up the skies in the process, while the Cat snaps and the star a success. There's always another perspective to navigate. As the twin flames contemplate the world we live in, one wand is a stake in the ground and the other to share. and that's all I need, with the world in their right hand and she in their left. At 8:12 is the strength, the dance of manifesting your dreams, and the 12 of the hanging man to see new perspectives and be wise, strong and wise. The underlying energy of the 9 of Pentacles and the ragdoll cat and the 6 of Pentacles with the King of Wands, or the Kiwi rather, with the feather and the quarter, and perhaps on the couch with the flowers. And the High Priestess Wise Owl, number 2, dumping a contract and flying across like walking on water. There's no need for a bridge. As the 8 of Wands, the bees are coming in droves with orange marigold. And there's that energy of orange to gold with the Metatron energy. And the birds collecting things they find to use for a nest. How practical they are. As the Page of Swords Seagull is a princess here, and may be immature in the way that they speak due to inexperience and wanting to be taken seriously. And that can be a reference to Sirius as well. Seriously, angels. And I want to say suddenly Susan as well. At 8:17 is the strength of the star of healing and shining your light and making your dreams come true. As the King of Swords whale must communicate very clearly and professionally at this Page of Swords and get expert advice in dealing with someone if needed. With the 6 of the Lovers and the Flamingo to follow your heart and free yourself. The Sovereign is sharing here with the High Priestess an energetic exchange with the Page of Swords and King of Swords in a lover's release, and that can be affection between a parent and a child as well. Pisces, Gemini, or fishes and twins, 2 sets of lovebirds perhaps here. With first card here is the 3 of the Empress and the Angora Rabbit, the 5 of Unity and the Polar Bear. And I'm getting Roger Rabbit. And the polarity, because the rabbit represents fear. And Roger that. The Empress Angora Rabbit and the 5, which is Unity, and both the 3 and the 5 are Taurus energies, with 2 cubs as the rabbit, and then I was getting Whitney Houston, I wanna run to you. That was coming up. As the Polar Bear prepares the 2 little ones. The Ace of Cups dove and new love or emotional experience. As the Knight of Swords thoroughbred horse gets ready to speed up and be quick and decisive. As 2 ram butt heads in the 5 of Wands, perhaps to compete for the Swan, Queen of Cups. Or the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Cups are the 2 rams, third eye, in a meeting of the minds, or 2 fighting their battles for them. Dove and swan and horse to rams, getting there all charged and finding they just want to stare in their eyes. At 8:29, the dance of dreams and strength, and the 29 of being present in the moment to your gifts as well. The underlying energy of the 4 in courtship, the 9 of hermiting changes, or the Emperor and Hermit, or Aries and Virgo, or a new car, a new home, or receiving a car's title, or a sealed message. As the Knight of Wands with high honors, Cancer or Sag, as the Queen of Cups 38, toils and labors, and pulling strings. As the 15 Polar Bear with the 10 of Wands burdens, or pushy mother, or Atlas, pushing romantic pup to go out on their own, or with the 10 of Cups' family, not them right now. As the first card next is the 38 of the Queen of Cups with twin bridges, to get one to come out of their cage or their house and hop across the bunny trail to the northern lights, with the polar bears learning all about it. Dove interested too, as they gallop and leaps and bounds to meet head to head and find Swan there. But the Queen of Cups may have to deal with toxic Queen of Wands, perhaps Cancer versus Sagittarius, or snake in the garden, or plants that just don't mix, or jive with the others. Or kids being taught what to stay away from when bathing or cleaning supplies, preparing the family room now whole and complete, and that can be really any room of the house. Cancer PC, I'm getting, but it's Pisces I'm trying to say. Cancer, PC, and Pisces and Sagittarius perhaps, as a 26 page of wands of great fortune, in a release of an announcement or wake-up call of a public nature or event outside, with 30 of union or home judication of the 24 and the Page of Cups. 24 is the Queen of Wands. The Swans, or Sagittarius and Pisces or Cancer, and Lovers breakthrough with the King of Wands, which is also this year, 23, and or the Twin and abundant marriage. Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, and Fire at 842, the strength of the Two of Cups. So the underlying energy here is the Snake, Cheetah, and Phoenix at 43, which is 3 of Cups coming together, sealed and ready to jump on it after rising from the ashes, as the otter is curious to see fish jump and kids play as the truth comes out, emptying the room. The buffaloes watching over them and grounding. At 927, the Hermit and the Ace of Wands, or the Flame, and the underlying energy of the Tower in music, or perhaps Tower music, and the Diamond in the finger, and flagging the Dragon. Don't be tempted to lower your standards. When asking for help, raise your hand with two-faced cat. The key to both sides of a man here in show. Any problem with gators lately? Yeah, so literally alligators or crocodiles might be coming up as an issue. Maybe someone got hurt. An arrow, and that can be that energy of the crocodile off to the side, laying in wait, just ready to snap. The arrow direction on the right path to man with romance in the air, and butterfly changes for the better. With 3 cards of the mice, which is like 3 blind mice, the box in December, with discord in the family and or friends, and a gift or a treasure chest in December. At 944, the Hermit and the 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering, perhaps, how to receive love. The underlying energy of the hammock or vacation, and the elephant's journey, the heartache over what they no longer have, with the older woman, and that things will not always be this way, that change is coming with success, and the whale, the carriage, and the casket. There's needless worry on the journey to the end, with the carrot dangling in front of them. The underlying energy at 1059, the 5 of Swords of the war within, and the 9 of Swords of the devil. The problem child waving goodbye to the Page of Swords, as the Page of Wands speaks to the Page of Cups, perhaps 3 siblings to 1. With the 9 of Cups, the good son, and the sister who keeps to themselves, allowing the Knight of Swords to deliver news as the mediator, as the King of Swords is giving another chance to their partner, with the King of Pentacles, with the wounded warrior who's pissed at them and drove off, and the mother mad, venting with the Hermit's advice. Or the Empress and Emperor are down to only 3 kids now, the Hermit, the Fool who's free, and the Queen of Pentacles who's grounded. The King of Cups with the Queen of Swords speak to the Magician about choices to make, as the Knight of Cups offers love or complaints to the 9 of Pentacles catch, as the Knight of Wands rushes in after the 6 of Cups talk, the loving children, or siblings, that can be, or soulmates. The Queen of Wands with the World, the lovers, and the Knight of Pentacles, as the Queen of Wands and King of Wands go back to their separate corners. The Queen of Wands comes full circle with their lover, as the Knight of Pentacles who walks away. The King of Wands looks back at the 6 of Cups, with death or dark night moving on too, as the Queen of Cups is focusing on their heart, or holding the fort down. The Queen of Wands may be worried about an event, as the King of Wands may be on their deathbed. So there could be someone on hospice here too. We have the Swan and the Buffalo's marriage, and again, December, with a carrot being dangled in front of their face with the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups may be the carrot there. At 1032, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Journey, or the Journeyman. Oh, the foot. I pulled some T cards just randomly prior to this next read. And this set of cards kept coming up a couple days in a row. And that was and the pineapple keeps coming up too. And there's that energy of 51st dates with the pineapple. But then I realized I had a pineapple on my shirt from Virginia Beach. So Virginia Beach was also coming up. But it was coming up as the bell and the bowl, the bread and the broom, all these B's. A place outside with well wishes and wearing multiple hats. The Keystone Copse, an Asia field hat, like a field hat. And that's shaped though like the Buddhist temple, not like with a point at the top. It's more flat like a Buddhist temple. And then the Liberty Bell was coming up. And I looked up the Liberty Bell to see what was new. And just in New York, the new Liberty Bell Park mural design was chosen. And it was all roses, like I had shown my new roses that morning as I expanded. And as I expanded to look at the mural, which was beautiful, it popped up to an advertisement about the Utica Zoo, because this was in Utica, New York. A white llama came up. He had the funniest expression on his face. So the white llama was significant here too. The mural was by Stephen Teller, to begin June and should be complete by September. So June to September timeline may be significant here. And that was on 5/15/23. And that's between Syracuse and Albany, and is vertically in line with Ottawa, Canada, which came up previously to this. So also about the Liberty Bell that came up was the 76ers. And since 2018, they've been ringing a bell after every win as a symbol of unity and passion. It rang 52 times that first season, which is the Queen of Swords, but also that energy of the pyramids, right? 51 to 52 degrees, which is the King and Queen of Swords. And I'd noticed when I went to the beach the other day with my daughter, one of the routes going down the shore was 52 too. So I remembered noticing that 52. And again, a special person gets to ring the bell each time. And also in Bay County, the Bar Association, 5/16/23, and this is all just headlines that were coming up in the news. Lori Zolkowski holds the Liberty Bell Award. Dedicated her life to alleviating drug abuse and dependence. And I think this was Michigan and Great Lakes area. So temporary housing as opposed to intent. With the bell, the bowl, the bread, and the broom, the Liberty Bell, the Super Bowl, the baker's loaf, and jumping the broom, and what all big significance they each have. As the tent is the T and the ENT, which is the giant, the talking giant, the top dog, talking giant, the bell, which is the B of the L. And Rick and Morty came up here too. And then at 10:19 is when the bell, bowl, and bread and broom came up, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the sun. So then the B's were all being separated from each word as the L, the owl, the reed, and the room. And also TB, which means brick, which is another B word of Rick. And that's when Rick and Morty came up, as well as Social Security in the Hungarian language. So this energy of the tent, the broom after the needle and thread, the tent, the bell, and a temporary situation, an announcement, outhouse or apartment, the Keystone Copse and Copse candles. Intent was coming up as the opposite of outhouse. Come back inside with the bowl of plenty. And again, the pineapple coming up, which is the pine and the apple. And that reminded me of someone from high school as I went forward, right? And that's a significant love energy. And again, clearing out the past. And the hanging man comes up too, as the wound of the hanging can be traumatizing to some hearing that word. And the L, which means cubit or elbow, right? The measurement of the elbow to the finger they used to use. I guess some people still do. But making temporary housing a permanent home, or giving a facelift with a bell under the hood. So you might want to check under the hood. At 10:21, the Wheel of Fortune in the world. to complete the work in the kitchen or look under the hood, to ring the bell after each meal and sweep for a fresh look. Sew a tent. And it was giving this energy of how to manifest, like sew together the temporary place to be, which then will become an actual home when you hang or ring a bell. And then the B of the cubit, or L, the B with the owl, the B with the reed, or well read, and the B with the room. And then it came up, the tent is TNT, right? TN can be N or EN, so it literally comes up shortened as TNT, which equals the TT of the, with Christ inside, capital N for me is the Christ energy, ready to come out, in the twin towers with pi, because TT also looks like pi, sharing equally, with temper and tantrum, TT, and needing Christ to diffuse or mediate. And remember the 90-second rule, that it takes 90 seconds for that anger to heat up to a boil. Then it also takes 90 seconds to cool down from it. So don't act until you allow that 90 seconds to pass and come back down. So sew your tent and reap the L, or the extension of that, the elbow grease, with bell, well, and hood, or tell, the bowl of fruit on the table, and a loaf of bread, and a good sweep. And that's all I need. So again, from the jerk, that line's going to keep coming up as a theme. And then cool jerk also came up, which the meaning of cool jerk in the song had to do with being the pimp, too cool to do the actual jerk at the time. But the one is more smooth and cool than the original jerk. So after news on its way and hanging with friends or dogs, well and family wishes come true, as the peacock be aware of great pride and the bridge to overcome a problem. A sincere wish will be granted. Family pride in creating an extension, adding on, making a sample and announcing with many offerings and plenty of cash on hand, perhaps a clean sweep. Spring cleaning and yard sales. As the fair man or one with white or blonde hair, a desk or career. And again, someone may be moving and starting over and just getting it, having a new attitude, a new clean look, clean home, and then a new attitude on the outside. Cleaning off the desk was also coming up here, though, is significant, and especially at work, perhaps cleaning off your desk at work to go on vacation. Listening for good news, as the vulture or older person may be depressed or anxious or worrying someone's against you, and will run for the hills. The fly and the dog, who may be far away, and a period of ill health or depression. And then Lyme disease might come up as well. And this fly kept coming up, which looks like a fly biting. So I don't know if there's something new that's going to come through the flies, or that could be a tick as well, but just being careful around those kind of bugs. And again, this is not about fear. It's just being aware with a distant, and this could be someone around you. It may not be affecting you at all. Remember to keep your vibration high, that things only resonate with you when you resonate at a high vibration in a positive way. So distant friend may be thinking of you, the skull and hidden secrets that can harm you if kept within, a fly on the wall and buried secrets, the broken ring in the parting of the ways, and the box that you will receive as a gift or a treasure chest. The fair man's cleaning up their home and desk to help one who may be leaning on you with obstacles to overcome, perhaps not feeling well, or a distant friend or pet. Again, what's hidden in the skull or under the hood or in your head, or is there a skull you're unaware of, and a broken ring or ringing in the ears? Perhaps that's a gift. At 10:59, the 11th hour, the minute before 11. So at 11 on the dot, with double zeros of source energy backing up the 11 of justice and alignment, the underlying energy of the tea leaves, and the second half that were pulled here, with the tulip and a great passion to clean or plant flowers, or be a homemaker or baker, with the tankard or mug or stein, and celebration, enjoyment, and dolphin gains from something in the past. And a handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important here, with one card at the end, the whale with great worry over nothing. So then we have read number 2, and it's 30 minutes on the dot. Okay, so this is read number 2. We have the Journey of Love at the top, the Animal deck, the half LENORMAND Reverie and KIPPER deck, and then the Past Life deck, and then the one at the bottom is the half deck of Rider-Waite. I'm just bringing them up a little closer so you can see better. I was just getting, when I said see better, I was getting like semen, as in people on the sea, not necessarily as in sperm, but that could be coming up as well. So these were pulled on the 17th from 9:37 to 11:11. 37 is it was first 9:37 and then I continued at 11:06, so there was a break in between because I pulled some tea leaves separate from that. But all the energies here will come up. 37 is the King of Cups, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So the Lovers, the Chariot, the Strength card, the Hermit, and then the 11:11 was the final deck. Actually, I pulled from the Heart deck, the Lovers Oracle. And the underlying energy from that one was the Secret Admirer, and the first card out was My Beloved. And then Only Time Will Tell. The cards at the end of these decks were 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 4, 2, 3. In a leap to the King of Wands Fool, or the Fool for the King of Wands. And that could be for self, like learning to love oneself. In the 1, 2, 3 jump with 2, 2, 2, 2, so 4 2s in a row, as the Emperor and the King of Wands, where 1 to 2 via 232, and then roots were coming up here as well as area codes. But 232 is in Pennsylvania, 23 via 242, which is New York. And we just talked about LA and Canada, and now Pennsylvania and New York are coming in, right? The opposite ends of the country. And 232, I looked up in Gematria, was Satan, Santa, Climate Change, Boston, Memphis. And then 242 is December, TH, which for me is to the nth degree, McDonald's, Stephan, Bull, and Araboth. So 242 is also in Oregon, Mackenzie Highway, 126 to Mackenzie Bridge, and then to the Sisters Mountains. And 232 is also in California, in Ventura County. 232 as an area code is a spam number. It's not assigned an area code, but it is representative of Africa, Sierra Leone. At 242 area code is the Bahamas. So they're both kind of outside the country, not U.S. And the number 7 was coming up significantly here. So I looked up the definition specifically of Araboth, and it represents the deserts and plains as the 7th of the 7 heavens in Judaism. The first is Gabriel and the abode of Adam and Eve. The second is Raphael of expanse, and Zachariel as well, fallen angels and imprisoned, and planets that are fastened. And this reference of Moses in paradise with water and fire angels. The third house is Archangel Haniel, with skies and the clouds, the Garden of Eden and the Tree of Life, and manna, the holy food of the angels produced. Both paradise and hell are accommodated here, with hell on the northern side. As the fourth house is Michael, Archangel Michael, and dwelling and habitation of Jerusalem, the temple, and the altar. As the fifth house is Samuel, and Hamuel is the fixed place of Ashim and song-uttering choirs, where the song-uttering choirs reside. The sixth is Adkiel, the lofty abode, and the seventh is the Araboth, the deserts and plains of Archangel Cassiel, the throne of God and the 7 archangels, and all unborn souls beneath the throne, the home of the seraphim, the cherubim, and the Hayoth. And then this section of the legends of the Jews came up. And there were legends about the world to come and the 2 gardens of Eden, of paradise with a double gate made of carbuncle and guarded by 600,000 shining angels. 7 clouds of glory overshadow, and under them in the center of paradise, is the tree of life, which also overshadows, and under the tree are many pairs of canopies, one of the stars and the other of the sun and the moon, while the clouds of glory separates the two. One gets 8 myrtles and praise, and 800 roses, and myrtles are watered by many rivers, milk, honey, whey, and balsam, with golden vine and 30 pearls, and under the table of gems and pearls, attended by 60 angels. The light is the people, wake as the child, and rest as the elder. So your day would be you wake up as a child and go to bed as an elder. Each corner of paradise with 800,000 trees and 800,000 sweetly singing angels, with 7 paradises within paradise, each 120,000 miles long and wide, the 6th and 7th houses for those who died for their sins, like Jesus, but it's not explained in those. It's just known. They're not identified in the 6th and 7th houses because it's such a high realm of the seat around God. Beyond paradise is the Gan Eden, G-A-N, or God, with 310 worlds in 7 compartments. So then I was guided to break down Jerusalem a little bit at 1155, which is the alignment of justice and the 55 of the truth, Excalibur, where notice that in Jerusalem is USA in the middle, with Jer, J-E-R in the beginning, and L-E-M at the end. So, what came up of that from Jer, USA, and L-E-M is to target you all USA people. That one, USA to shine. Country USA people to live their light, or impotent and foolish, right? So it can go either way. And also in the definition of Lem, one of the definitions was inmate, but it was coming up as innate, which is a word that Cryon always uses as your higher self, your innate, or that connection to higher self as your innate. And Nate is unforgettable, in your unforgettable self. So heaven in the underlying energy was 70, 5 of winter with the 59, the collie dog with number 17 in the gift, the spouse in the chariot, number 7. Heaven is the 2 of pentacles, and again the 2 Edens coming up there, and the juggling fool, performing, dancing in a balancing act, for dogs in a tug of war, maintaining integrity and compassion, a dream gift of or to a spouse, ascending fast after the war, settling down, and learning to appreciate and honor each other and travel perhaps. With 45, the hidden beauty amidst the 10 of Cups cloak of the family who is loving, the 13 of the gifts received in transformation of nature and lovers and family, and the 6 of the angel of Jupiter awaken, perhaps a family death, as lovers align in the 34 of energetic exchange and becoming, the 54 of the Page of Swords, Earth Angel, and blanketing or preparing for the 26 Page of Wands in the Guardian of the Soul family, of sudden intent in the heart of the moment, a message of inspiration with the 56 dance of the planets, the 2 of Swords with 2 hand in hand, and the 2 of Swords peak in peace, not drawn in war. So again, there's 2 swords of coming together at their points in peace as opposed to drawn in war. The 65 of the King of Pentacles breaking the chains as the fallen angel collapses on the archangel catching them with an open heart. So here's the masculine breaking, collapsing in a forward hunch as the feminine is arched back open wide to catch them. Again, the King of Pentacles breaking the chains as the falling angel collapses on the archangel, right? So now the fallen angel and the archangel, right? You think of as the enemy or the fallen one, actually being the falling angel that collapses as the masculine onto the archangel catching them with an open heart. The 39 of the Knight of Cups, to let the feminine lead the way to heaven as the Knight of Cups to balance and project 2 by 2 each only love, with heaven, which is he, the avenue of Christ, the Christed aspect in consciousness, that's heaven. He, the avenue of the end, which is the Christed aspect in consciousness. Where the first card here is the 14 of the falling angel, light as a feather, with patience and balance, and not rushing to get there. The 30 of the towering magnificence of union, and the mighty sentinels, the 18 of distant shores of 4 moons, and she in violet and emerald, holding the bridge up and facing the waves. And 4 moons comes up as the supermoon at the end of August. With 27 and 68, the Ace of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, an ethereal touch to drop into your heart, projecting heaven through the clouds of glory via 4 suns and 4 moons, or daughter cells, with ethereal touch to get the fallen angel to drop into their heart, and literally have that visual of the masculine hunched over dropping onto the feminine who's arched, catching them. Right? So via the 4 suns and 4 moons, or the 4 sons and the 4 daughter cells at 1223, which is the Hanging Man and the King of Wands, with the ethereal touch to get the fallen angel to drop into their heart. So there's that visual of coming together. At 1224, the Hanging Man and the Queen of Wands, or Omega, and the Queen of Sheba coming up as the cat and the spring, the Persian that sits on her throne as the 4 of Pentacles squirrel collects nuts, and the sea lion 9 of Swords is stranded on a rock at sea. After the Queen is positioned with the little ones, collects for the winter and dark night of the soul, as the King of Cups penguin rises to the occasion as a loving father, devoted, warm, and faithful. With the 8 of Cups kangaroo, as people or kids move on, and the 14 of balance of the zebra, by merging points of view, you can generate great ideas and then rest, as the 4 of Swords and the koala who meditate, pray, time to meld and percolate. For the 9 of Cups Pomeranian whose dreams come true, as the 4 of Wands for union, and 2 otters who are relaxed at home on vacation, as they're leaving the tug of war to the dogs in the yard, or the fields by the water, as she sits on the throne and watches the boys or pets play or roughhouse. At 1232, the Hanging Man and the Journey, the 19 of the Sun, the Bluebird of Happiness, the Page of Cups as the 40, the daughter or dear one, and the 7 of the Chariot, perpetual alchemizing, transmuting, blending, and opposing views, the 18 of the 9 of Pentacles Sovereign, 77, and the links here with the ragdoll cat, each with time to themselves, the lynx out with butterfly, and the cat hanging on the couch, watching flowers out the window. So the next underlying energy was 20 with the house, 9 with change, 7 with the message, and 25 with high honors, 38 of toil and labor, and 17 of the gift, in the house of judgment, or the gated community, or psycho house, or the money pit, or the wake-up call for changes, or a move, travel, or new car, or new house, or message about travel or move, or titles coming in, of ownership and getting bills done. The Knight of Wands with high honors, or honoring the workforce with Memorial Day, and the Queen of Cups receiving a gift or bonus, or dream gift coming in. So again, Memorial Day doesn't just have to be about one thing, but again, it's this honoring of not just the military, but all of those who have been wounded in the workforce. And again, Labor Day comes later, at the end of the summer, but both a different aspect of the workforce. And again, labor can reference the feminine workforce as well because of birth. So this energy of the Queen of Cups receiving a gift or bonus or dream gift came in, perhaps could be an anniversary gift and or proposal, or 2 guys fighting over a female for their attention, to ascend with, to travel with, and or move in with. The first card here is the 5 of the mature man, perhaps Atlas or the one with map of the world, and the 28 of the lady expecting or gift of retirement or travel plans, With Aquarius, Virgo, Cancer, Sag, and Taurus here, perhaps anniversary celebration, but kids did nothing but fight with each other. With the mature man and the lady in wait, perhaps a man gifting spouse, but planning with another on the wounded warrior's path. On the distant horizon with map of intent, the abundant King of Pentacles in energetic exchange, or hours of love with Pisces, or with the King of Cups who may be impoverished here. Rich man, poor man, and the 28 of the man from Mars, and what's in his heart, or building themselves up at 127 of the Magician or Divine Masculine, and the Ace of Wands or the Flame. The underlying energy of the monk or nun praying for gifts, for peace on earth and ascension for those who alchemize. After the Atlantic or Atlantis and orphaned, or two dolphins stranded in dirty waters, the orphan who's cold, growing up in convents and taking vows, never again to be alone, to marry a man or marry Christ, and be virginal to get there, not dirty. The first card here is imprisonment and slavery by the masculine jailers, or dungeons that were portals and or slave trade within a marriage, being gifted to a man or owned. The scribe or writer from prison or imprisoned by, I'm getting prism as well, or imprisoned by the spouse at war in a karmic relationship. To become the cold librarian, the old hag, or too old for anyone. The schoolmarm, the old maid, as the masculine is knighted for battle of honor, and she is dishonored and deemed worthless with unrequited love. Only worthy of being rescued by the knight in shining armor who never arrives, as she is betrayed and left alone, he betrayed by his people and sent to be killed. So she blames him for wanting to leave her. He blames her because there is only war due to men fighting over women, and his family didn't approve of her in the first place, not wanting to partake in their indulgent lifestyle. Get married, imprisoned, and write about things. He sent away, romanticizing the man going off to war, for her to then work in factories for low wages, and he thinking he was protecting his country, and then his country left him for dead without recourse. At 141 is the masculine and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor, and the Emperor giving her the sideways glance, as the Empress with kids or soulmate lover, and the Empress with the Queen of Cups, or each with a grandchild living with them, or the Emperor and the Empress split, for him to be with the Queen of Pentacles and she to be with the Queen of Cups. Who's the Knight of Cups child offering love to the sovereign catch to partner and become the King of Pentacles, and again raise his status. Or the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups are offering to the Nine of Pentacles sovereign and the King of Pentacles partners, as the King of Pentacles is not sleeping or stressed over justice or court with the Magician and or Libra and Gemini or Virgo, given an option by the Knight of Wands rushing in or covering them or backing them up, as Sister, High Priestess, and the Queen of Wands or silent partner, the Queen of Wands offering help or work to the King of Wands or offering their loyalty, as Pisces or Virgo and all fire right here, or both the Queen of Wands and King of Wands with a Pisces or Virgo or Divine Feminine. Perhaps one pure and chaste and keeps to themselves, and one who's all out there marching to the beat of their own drum. Or she, an introvert, humbly serving the King of Wands, extrovert, who deals with the world, or Pisces King of Cups, or King of Cups traveling or moving as the Queen of Swords speaks to the King of Swords about the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. But he may be stone cold or ignoring her. As professed upstanding member of society, with the Hermit advising or shedding light, or the Queen of Swords and King of Swords, who send an invite to Pisces and Virgo and or Capricorn, who may be waving, with the Page of Swords stepping up too and waiting to go with them or travel together, or with Cancer, or Cancer, Capricorn, and Virgo kids getting together. And the first card then here at 154, the Magician or Divine Masculine, and the Page of Swords or Message, as the Knight of Swords charges the chariot, or perhaps an arrest, or chasing after the couple after a wedding, or paparazzi chasing the motorcade. And Anna Nicole came up in Netflix last night too. So there's energy of this, but I actually wrote this before I saw that. Or just left and delivery or mailman running after them to catch up to them, or slave driver constantly after them to go faster. However, the fool is free with the sun at their back, or free on vacation with Aries or Scorpio, not letting anyone stand in their way to what they want, to get their wish or make their presence known, as the Page of Wands is inspired or inspiring, and the Nine of Wands wounded warriors on the defensive or on guard, or on their last leg or last leg of the race, and here comes the Page of Wands with another wand to put on their plate. Mother, may I? Again, may I have another? As she alone found happiness within and inspired herself again, but he still on guard as the knighted guard, sworn to his duty, and family is just for later. As lots of water versus fire here, with Cancer, Scorpio, and Aries and Saggy, and the clash of the Titans at 201 to 202, of the feminine versus the masculine, and then the feminine and the feminine with space between. So this next reading here is the Metatron deck on top, and then the Journey of Love, and then the Nature's Whispers, and then the Shaman deck, and then my half deck of Rider-Waite. So let me just show you close up. And this is 51 to 52. So the first one was at 30, the change, and now we have 51 to 52, so very significant breaks. So this was pulled at 633 to 39, which the 33 is the Christ vibration, 35, which is the Wounded Warrior, 37, the King of Cups, Unconditional Love, and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, of Being Love. The cards at the end of these decks came up as 6112 and 6115, 61 in both, with 61 Wise, 61 Shadow, the Lover's Justice and High Priestess, and the Lover's Justice of the Hierophant, or commitment or guidance. The Lovers align with the Page of Wands, who aligns with the Hierophant, or perhaps societal norms, with 62 and 66, 26 and 25, imprisoned Queen of Pentacles by the Page of Wands and Knight of Wands, which can be children, or just a lot of passionate energy coming forward in messages, and that's physical messages, so in person, displays of affection or passion. At 644, the underlying energy is Lord Maitreya. And I'm not going to go too much into this one. I just wanted to get those initial messages out. But the Angel of Strength with 50, 17 of the Eye of the Needle and intent, and the Knight of Swords 53 came up here with the integrity of the union, and to examine each area of your life for more pure thought, word, and deed, to be the example of right living, rewarded by peace and joy, and radiating pure light, as the union of 50, and this isn't actually this read that I showed you. This is a read I wasn't going to give you, but I'm just going to give you the first paragraph. The eye of intent, the needle and thread, always being watched. There are no secrets, only shifts of consciousness and holding back negative thoughts and words, and allowing the origins to come up and pass through. And then Kuan Yin came up, the 12th ray. Buddha came up of harmlessness, cosmic heart of Venus and 9D. Mother Mary are unicorns as well, and Maitreya radiating the pure white light. So now getting into the one I showed you. This was on the 18th, so yesterday, and this was 636 to 40. So the Lovers, and then 36, which is the 10 of Wands or Atlas energy. 37, 38, 39, and 40 is the King, Queen, Knight, and Page of Cups. So a lot of emotional energy here. Perhaps laying down their burdens. The cards at the end of each of these decks was 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and now these are the cards I did show you. And then 1, 1, 1, 3, 6. Co-creation of the King of Wands, co-creation of Atlas, justice alignment, and 1, 2, 3 jump, and co-creating a direction or map of intent. Co-creating with the High Priestess or Higher Self, Divine Feminine energy, and the Empress, or the Empress and Lovers and or family, with the underlying energy here starting with this at 655, the Lovers and the Truth of Excalibur, the 1 of the Yellow, the 54 of Earth Angel, the 48 of Hope and Happiness, and the 9 of Dances on One Foot, with the King of Pentacles. The Divine Masculine Carpenter Bee, pollinating Buttercup, Page of Swords, and Magician and his assistant, going within to the Hermit to be happy and balance on their tippy toes while spreading their wings all at the same time, with the King of Pentacles. Or Gemini, Page of Swords, or Joyful Message of Preparation, pollinating and pulling up the covers, wild and free at the beach, Aquarian hair, all the colors of the rainbow shining from within, as the green moth controls each step they take towards the flame, and the King of Pentacles. And that was at 7:01. So at 7:02, which is the Chariot and the feminine energy or higher self, is the 16 of gold in the Holy Grail, the Ancient One in the portal, Purtle? And I want to say turtle. The Ancient One in the portal of God's rail and tunneling, Purtle, and now I'm getting a puddle. In the puddle of God's rail and tunneling, sudden infinite light, blasting up from orange to gold, in the sudden journey of healing, and pausing to receive and come together in joy, with the 43 of joy and happiness, the magical bee and buttercup. Reaching the gold and then taking a rest before the magical moment of joy and happiness, with priorities of the 52, Queen of Swords, Big Bird, from hips to heart, onward to the crown, on the rainbow bridge to open and spread their golden wings, with the 55, Shaman's Truth, making peace with pipes and TP, the red root of strength and power, and peace offering and how, with hand healing, and the 36 of the inner child, to hear and know me, my true intent, as the twin flames, or Gemini in the Queen of Swords, passes her sword, Excalibur, to Atlas, the inner child. Oh, that's interesting too, because in the read today, the Page of Wands was holding the sword. He had taken the sword from someone. So here Excalibur, the Queen of Swords, passes her sword to Atlas, the inner child, who then, so again, he took her sword. But the Knight, the Knight of Swords could be accusing them of stealing it. But it's saying here that she passes her sword, passes it to Excalibur, to Atlas, the inner child, who then places it in their backpack. So it's the masculine with the sword as his backpack, the Kundalini activated. The wounded warrior's Kundalini rising, with Lady Liberty and Chief Ellis and Island, together with a map of the rising child. And again, that can reference giving birth as well. So at 7:13, the Chariot and the transition, as Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind to make their own way. At 7:14, of the patience and balance of the Temperance card, that higher love of the underlying energy of the 22 of loving all that is, 35 of intimacy, the 9 of the heart of God, the 6 of angel of Jupiter awaken, 34 of becoming, and 54 of earth angel, the Fool holding space for the wounded warrior, an intimate place with the hermit and lover, gods and the angels in energetic exchange. And again, I'm getting that the last two houses, the 6th and 7th houses, which aren't explained, an energetic exchange, the arrows of love, with a message to bring through a new child. Mercurial, Virgo, and Gemini here, and a fiery exchange at 7:17. At 7:18 is the Swan, the 67 Knight of Pentacles, the 25 Knight of Wands, and the Seed of the Heart, the 13 of Transition and Gifts Received, as she the messenger, and he plants the seed in the heart, the question mark, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, and the gift of nature. As the 39 Knight of Cups wrangles the snake, letting the feminine lead the way. As the wounded warrior with sword in his backpack, the Knight of Cups wrangles the snake. He's the plant, she is the shape of what's to come. He provides the clay, and she makes it into something. At 7:22 is the Chariot and the 22 of the Fool, the underlying energy of the 42 to let love be your beacon, to be lighter, the 12 of expansion and hand fasting and let's make a deal, bonding in wisdom, the 14 of assurance, of patience and balance in nature's four seasons, that all comes full circle, and the 18 of new experiences and possibilities as the flower on the horse amidst a rainbow of flowers, with butterfly at your side as the knight of the round table and the captain's bell, the 48 of dreams of what may come, going within to feel freed to take you there, to feel the collective and the breath, to feel the collective and breathing in the beach air. Hanging out, patient for romance and taking a walk, going within for hope and happiness at 7:31, which is the Chariot and then the group, which can be conflict or games and fun, but the 33 of being gentle with yourself, to take the high ground and soften, glow, the 1 of the Mask and making a wish, and the 23 King of Wands, that you are worth it, her adorned in candles and flowers, and the flowering horizon and your ship coming in, and the 2 of the feminine or higher self, the illumination of the divine feminine and the dark side of the moon, with butterflies helping each other to find their way home. With 7:35, the Chariot and the wounded warrior, the underlying energy of the moon maiden and 41, and new love of the number 4 and the emperor, and the caterpillar or cat ER pillar of opportunity, with cat's eyes and discs and twists, and the 36 of Atlas lost in space, needing direction, as the green moth holds up the planet with one little toe, a master tiny dancer, and lambda leap to 369, to Mother Nature's map of intent for lovers and family and offering a new life with blessings and compassion. 369 and 698 pod, something's cooking, and paid on delivery. With the next first card, the 45 of repairing the veil with forgiveness, weaving the pages back together, top down. The space left for articulating, flexibility, each page, never far from each other. And they're usually all together, listening to a story to see how it ends. And again, that could be a reading circle. The 44 of the ravenous peacock on the eagle's perch, Hercules, a portal inside her heart, her harvest, or her harvest. The vest that she wears is the har, or the hinge, the cardinal point. To move, swing, jump, or the sound of laughter, the caterpillar and hair. And again, that reference to Aquarius with hair and laughter. A gap that's even, until and including, despite, each, every man, hair, as in a rabbit, and army. The call of distress, to hear, to make. August, holy, torch, light, gray-haired, and venerable. Honorable, grace, her, there, she, they. This is the vest she wears, her har vest. The raven peacock opens her portal for the 18 romance of the eagle to see all of her, not just the squinty view with the blinders on, but a wide open eye with all of his periphery, all of the aperture, the all-seeing eye rising above the fray. With the 14 and the 16, the drifter and the whale song, Dr. Ifter channeling and the whale's song resonating. Her portal, his channel, and adjusting the station, patient angel experiencing life as it comes, and the whale resonating, 61. 14 and 61 equals 75, which is the 7 of Pentacles, the divine feminine's heart in the E-Tower. As the next first card is a tidy house with clarity and organization, or a tree house with a tutor. Hansel and Gretel baking something up together, with a lot of water around just in case. And at 7:56 is the Chariot and the 2 of Swords, the underlying energy of the Magician and the High Priestess, the King of Swords and the Hermit Advisor, or sitting Shiva and covering the mirrors. A death, an ending or dark night, or doctor, nurse, and surgeon with advice on what to do next, or a funeral home. Gemini or Virgo and Pisces, Scorpio, alone in death with an opportunity to learn, to find happiness within oneself, an invitation to get your wish and purge, an offer in a divorce or ultimatum from a judge or Libra, with Sovereign and Page of Swords taking a trip, or message from the road as the Page of Swords and Knight of Swords are coming in, or two sharing a car with the Page of Cups, Cancer or Pisces with a lot of loving messages, or Sovereign and Page of Swords versus the Knight of Swords and Page of Cups, or kids racing each other on the street as the Queen of Wands and King of Wands meet with naked people, or Pisces and Gemini between them, or Divine Feminine lover completely authentic, putting it all out there with divine protection, or the Queen of Wands Pisces is in love and the King of Wands is freed by temptation of partnering up with the Queen of Cups, while the Queen of Swords gives the King of Pentacles advice or mediating on her behalf. At 8:10, which is the strength or dreams of the high vibration of destiny, and the King of Pentacles inspired as the Page of Pentacles, or perhaps the Page of Pentacles is separate from the King of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. So the King of Pentacles is inspired as the Page of Wands to offer pure innocent love to the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Or figures once he offers his heart, the Queen of Pentacles will offer help and then love afterwards once she warms up to the wounded warrior Emperor. Perhaps will soften up to his parent or something like that, and will eventually soften to them. As the Empress receives the Emperor as the Knight of Wands and ultimately the King of Cups, which is that unconditional love, or the King of Pentacles is inspired by his children, offering help and love to the wounded warrior Emperor who may be guarded or untrusting of those offering things to him, thinking they want something from him, while the Empress receives the Knight of Wands from the King of Cups, or grandparents playing favorites with children, or families siding with one or the other, the Emperor or the Empress there. The Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles taking the high road to forgive the Page of Wands, and again the Page of Wands took the sword from the Queen of Swords, or is that the Knight of Swords? Maybe the Queen of Swords offered her sword to the Page of Wands, but then the Page of Wands thought it was okay to steal the Knight of Swords' swords too, but it wasn't. And again, that's their truth. The truth of the Knight of Wands, Divine Masculine, is her harvest, the Six of Cups, the inner children loving each other, the Atlas transition with gifts received, and the King of Wands opening their eyes to the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here. As the wounded warrior is activated, right, with a sword in his backpack, and the Knight of Cups flowering or flowing, the Divine Feminine and or Pisces patient with the Divine Masculine as she offers love, he offers passion, and together they make unconditional love when he accepts her cup at 8:23, the energy of manifesting dreams of the King of Wands. And remember, the card of him deserving his vision comes up. So then this is the last of the 4 decks. This was from today. And we have the past life deck at the top. And then we have the Shaman Dreams Tarot. Then we have the what's it called? I couldn't think of it earlier either, and then I did. But it's not the astrology deck, it's the... it'll come to me. I'll let you know in a second. But that's that 3rd deck too. So it just has the planets and the signs and the elements. And then we have the energy deck, and then my half deck, Rider-Waite. So I'm going to pull them up for you. The Zodiac deck. That's the Zodiac Oracle. It's having trouble focusing here. Okay. So this was today, and again, playing in the background this morning for me was, "Oh God, I'm dying." And that, again, that comes from Godspell. And again, the emphasis of the original blueprint was coming up, and sacred geometry. Let's see here. Turquoise came up this morning, as well as diamonds. A message of love to go with the flow. Be careful as the snake energy. It's like the energy of the snake was saying, don't worry, you're being guided to a better path, but just to be careful. And then focus on self-care was coming up as well. So I pulled the ones today, 932 to 41, which is the journeyman, and then the 33 of the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself, taking the high ground, that Christed aspect. The 35 of the Wounded Warrior, 39 of the Knight of Cups, the 40 of the Page of Cups, and then the 41 to 42, which is the Ace and Two of Cups, and then the 9 of the Hermit. The cards at the end of all these decks came out as 111133, 122149. So you can look up the gematria if you want, and I've given that to you before, of 1111, because the first entry is twin flames, and the 33 is Christ vibration. That's a very significant number. Oh, I do have them written down, I'll tell you. So the 1111 was twin flames first, then Alex Jones, then New Age Begins, and then in code 11 times. And then I looked up 1221 as well. But what was the 3-digit number? So from the 1111, I went further. So after the 4th, I am code 11 times, was a letter to you, and then Charlie Ward. The 7th was a secret mystical code. 8 was Workman? I'm not sure if that's right. 9 is Jesus Blood. 10 was 411, or actually it was 411. 11 was the quantum number, and 12 was Thinking It Happened, JC. 13 was Twin Flames again. And then 1221 was White Hats, Christ Rapture Day, Tower of Babel, Bye Bye Bye, BYE each. The 11th hour, I Show Speed, and BEIN, the female Jesus, and then Son of Jesus was coming up as well. So this one, the numbers, again came up, the energy of the leap to the 6D, and then back to the bridge, 33, and then the 5D station, as I was talking about, 22, where you can leap off to any dimension, and then back to yourself. So going from the 5D back to self. Co-creation of death and rebirth, transition and no transition, control and chaos to Valentine's Day, of one and all and compassion, and twin flames flying together in the same direction, in a leap to the 5D station with patience and compassion. And that was all at 10:01. And then at 10:03, the underlying energy, with the 3 being the Empress and Mother Nature coming together, siblings as well, good luck. The underlying energy of biblical, with the Knight of Wands upright, Neptune 21, 53 is the Knight of Swords, the Magician and the Mirror, the Bee and the Hermit, number 9, and Virgo, Fire, Pisces, and Air came up here. With J.C. Carpenter working on the 4th quarter, or leg, the Knight of Wands tempering the flame, holding themselves back, but looking towards the past, dreaming of a world that's complete and whole and fully open and uplifted. The Knight of Swords reflecting of the old man, the messenger of truth, and what I do. But this is like the old man saying, well, what did I do? But offer my healing to you. To be, I offered you to be, I birthed you. And I offered not to be. It's always your choice. As the Hermit sheds their healing light on the 6 of Cups, the King of Cups, the King of Swords, the High Priestess and Justice, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, with the Knight of Wands looking back. Neptune and Pegasus, and are they not one and the same? The Father and Son DNA, and the nepotism here of Neptune, of the knob to pinch the button, the knot, the imitation that's not for real or fake, that's not natural. And the drinking bowl also came up. That where Neptune is the unnatural tune, giving the job to his son, whether worthy of that position or not. And that also came up as the KNOT. To press oneself against, to tune, or to tune in, and that was at 10:18 to 19, which is the moon and the sun. And then Neptune also came up as NE as any, PT as the point, and UNE as one. So any point of one, And also catnip came up there, as well as the granddaughter or niece as Neptia, and the underlying energy at 10:20 of the wake-up call of trust and faith, even though the flame is missing. The ship's clean, bright and shiny, and biblical, and trusting that the sun has your back. Even without the flame or torch in hand, Lady Liberty stands as brand new ship comes in to carpenter, finishing up his handiwork with all natural wood. Ships coming in to the harbor of Ellis Island and Lady Liberty at 10:23. That's this year, 2023, and Destiny. The first card here was the trees and the sun through them. And again, when I was meditating at the Cathars Castle in France, I've told you this many times, from Jesus on the cross, look to the sun and to the butterflies. And why would you keep your eyes closed when there's all of this to see? And the card is just the trees with the sun coming through. But that was the card I received at the retreat that day. And the card was of the crucifixion. And Spirit's connecting with me. No longer building crosses to bear, but benches to whisper and share meals together. The high priest and priestess surrendering to all that is. JC and Mary Magdalene. The sun, and again the toroidal field and the mountains and valleys come up with JC and Mary Magdalene, the JC and MM. The sun and the tree and 30 pieces of silver. And the finances and the financial wounds associated with those 30 pieces of silver. And the wound of money, coins, and betrayal. The carpenter cut down her tree to make it a bench, a stool, or table, as she surrenders the money that was made and set in selling her to the highest bidder. So there is a wound not only of Judas betraying Jesus, but Jesus cutting down Mother Nature as the feminine tree and selling her as something on the market. The carpenter cut down her tree to make it a bench, a stool, or a table, as she surrenders the money that was made in selling her to the highest bidder. The sun growing the tree for a purpose that can change, right? So it's about creating something new. The sun growing the tree for a purpose that can change, right? Initially, that purpose was to grow a tree, right? To give us good oxygen and to give us fruit and to give us shade and all sorts of things. And thus the tree man cut down would be the cross upon which he would hang. And what was the intent when that cross was cut and created and traded? And can Mother Nature be paid off with coins? And what was the intent when the coins were heated and stamped out? As she prays to rest her weary soul, he creates a bench for her to sit on. As Judas returns the 30 pieces in work as the medicine man or woman, the shaman now healing them both. The wounding of he, tree, she, free, and be, intent. The shaman was coming up as in the tent is the shaman, but intent is the shh of the amen. And does money grow on trees? Well, yes, with the fruit of your labor and metal that's in the earth. As the energy passes through all, you just have to unearth it to see what's been buried. That all is natural. It's just the intent with which you use to put things together in a new way. Is it for the highest good of all or instant gratification? At 10:43, the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Cups of coming together in joy. With the underlying energy of the world upright and the Lovers reversed with the Emperor reversed. With Pisces upright and Gemini and Aries both reversed, perhaps after victory and good news, the great pain of being attacked, defenseless to the collective wound, and balancing by throwing it all up in the air and allowing the universe to decide, in infinite flow as I am balanced and whole. I am magnificent and ageless. I am healthy, wealthy, abundant, and wise, and without a lover out of control, or in a breakup that's complete, and the Emperor who stepped down for peace of mind, in their knowing as opposed to belief, of the Eight of Wands and energetic exchange and the arrows of love, the truth, the whole truth, of the Two of Swords, back and forth with the Ace of Swords, with issues at the workplace, or in co-creating with the Knight of Swords, or the Knight of Wands rather, or the Knight of Wands is rushing in to take over or replace or cover them, but then put on the brakes when they found out the true condition of the place, or that when they returned, it was not in the condition in which they left it. At 10:52, and again, the energy of borrowing things from people. At 10:52, the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords, and the Palace of Coins here, which is upright. That's heaven on earth. As the Wounded Warrior reversed surrenders with Sagittarius and Cancer's energy there. They're surrendering their burdens as she grieves the Five of Cups of Scorpio and finances, betrayal, and the taxman. And the King of Wands, who's upright, present as the shaman. And again, remember, that's Judas coming back to pay back through his healing work. As Sagittarius and Scorpio, fire and direction, using the dream catcher to catch me a catch. But with the Page of Swords reversed and their negative thoughts, or no response, or child who's mouthing off, or giving them the silent treatment, is at 10:59. Again, the moment before 11. And the 59 of the War Within, the underlying energy of Venus, 16, Leo, 5, Aquarius, 11, and Neptune, 21. Of Venus and Neptune as the dream catcher, luring Leo and Aquarius on the same axis into their realm. The age of Aquarius, as Leo is like in the South Node, right? Because they're not the age, it's the age of Aquarius. So Leo clears. Clearly a battle of laughter and will. As Leo and Aquarius are not allowed out until they make peace with each other, the Tower, the Hierophant, the Justice, and the World, with sudden guidance and justice for all. Scorpio and Pisces lock Taurus and Libra in a room, and I was getting locking of horns. So this is this energy of locking Taurus or Libra in a room, or Leo and Aquarius in a room, with full alignment with the new age. Two knights and fathers at work, still taking a look down as fathers call them to look up and stick their chests out. To arch at 11:11, the twin flames, as a plane flew over very close, and that's why I looked at the clock. The first card here was Mercury with Capricorn and Air, 15, 10, and 25, as the messenger Capricorn, Libra, Air, and the Knight of Wands morphing from masculine to their feminine side, from balanced masculine and shadow to horned in flight, destined to fan when lighting the match. As the sun in transition through dark night to Virgo at 6 with twin lover, and Leo and Scorpio fixed, Virgo and Gemini mutable, July to September healing of the King of Wands and any negativity or immature words, or the King of Wands Leo and the Page of Swords reversed is Virgo that follows Leo, or his silent message or messenger or student as Leo shaman and Virgo natural healer. At 11:19 of Justice and the Sun, the underlying energy of 28 and the twin flames and victory, and the 46 of the inner children and the thinking man, the 1 of the magician and the sun, the 26 of the Page of Wands with hostilities, who's holding the Queen of Swords' sword. But the 53 Knight of Swords magician is in the mirror, and twins finding peace with the inner child, in the battle of air and fire, as the Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Wands who stole the Knight of Swords' sword when father was on vacation. Because he figured, well, mom gave me her sword. Well, I'll just take his. So the 2 Page of Cups, I was just getting PC as well, the 2 Page of Cups and the 2 of Wands, and what mischief they can create when father's not around, as the magician faces his mirror as the Knight of Swords, and what the heck? What'd I do? And the 24 of the Queen of Wands with adjacent possibilities for the Queen of Wands and Omega, or the Om of the feminine ego. So now you see her, now you don't, as the 36 in the second chakra of Archangel Ariel, with Atlas feeling weighed down. The 44, though, which is Hercules, and the woman holding her heart, is the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands, with Atlas and Hercules side by side. After speaking in confidence, 5-3, and the 2-4 of the Sacred Feminine in the Lamb to Father Leap, takes solar confidence and raises it 6 degrees to the third eye, with the fourth finger to the heart and raising it to the eighth or the high heart, in the map of intent for her harvest, the 10 of Wands of Atlas and the 4 of Cups of Hercules, one burdened and one bored, one carrying the burden and one grounding and integrating the lesson. The 23 of the King of Wands, who's all tied up and playing coy, or go fish, he is using his feminine wiles to get others to save him. As the Queen of Wands does a disappearing act, and the Knight of Swords magician said, "Where'd she go?" As the messenger of truth father with a message, as the Queen of Wands and King of Wands hold Atlas and Hercules captive at attention and playing magic tricks with Omega and Alpha, her ego and his mountain that won't move. At 1136 of Justice and the Atlas energy. So the underlying energy of the cheetah here, who's ready to pounce on the tiger with the buffalo backing him up. After Scorpio triggered the tiger, putting cheetah and buffalo on alert, protecting the worm and the rabbit and the star and the bee, or is there a new child or a little one who's scared and the bee who thinks it's all about them? At 1139 of Justice and the Knight of Cups, where the lizard is shape-shifting in the trees. And what is that movie too, where the ET who disappears in the trees? The lizard shape-shifting in the trees, dancing with the devil, having sold out for the big house and the family tree, tempted and tied or chained to Jane, just Jane, and Daisy Train, which is a way to relieve weekday stress, or multiple devices that are wired together in a ring, or perhaps those are toddlers coming together for musical chain, perhaps the circle of trust, holding you to your commitment to the group, your contract, to those who created the ring, as the bee honors, or the bee hovers or honors over the past, or Virgo, and the chained lizard with vulture sovereign, and graceful gazelle who speaks without saying a word. Shape-shifting lizard as vulture surrenders to all that is, right? The old person who has to surrender to all that is. That's the lesson that they've learned from life. The light and the shadow and the X factor is just the unknown. That's no big deal. As Gizmo turns to Gremlin with Scorpio water, and then back to Gizmo again, or got stripe out of their hair, at 1151 of Justice of the King of Swords, or Libra there, and the elk, horse, and the deer, with the beaver at the end, where the elk needs to eat better, the hothead, or his ego gets the best of them, while the horse and the deer remain calm, and the beaver who gives a damn and works hard. The elk gets rammy, the horse gallops and takes charge, the dear one admires the beaver's commitment to them. And at 1208 of the Hanging Man and the strength of the inner world and the outer world and creating your dreams, the underlying energy of the wounded warrior, the Emperor, and the Knight of Cups, perhaps his two sides, or his kids perhaps, with loving message for the magician from the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, or the magician and his loving assistants, as the Queen of Wands and Empress are both satisfied and stressed out, or one is satisfied and the other stressed out because they haven't slept, being given a choice by the King of Pentacles as he transitions with the Page of Pentacles, or an invite or opportunity to someone else, or pushes the Page of Pentacles to partner with the Knight of Wands, or Scorpio and Saggy, or King of Pentacles and Queen of Cups are bringing their kids together to meet as the Queen of Swords addresses the Judge or Justice and the High Priestess and the King of Swords and the King of Cups, perhaps with the Six of Cups kids or soulmate, and the Hermit Advisor, or the Queen of Swords is Libra and the King of Swords is Virgo, or Libra and Pisces or Virgo between them, while the King of Wands with the Six of Cups are speaking to the children or getting counsel or advice from the Hermit. And that could be someone in court, you know, taking the children aside as well, to have someone, a social worker, talk to the children. At 12:16, the Hanging Man and the sudden event of the Tower, and the underlying energy of the Hermit that lights the path less traveled, as the Devil tempts or waves to get the Sovereign's attention, or as Virgo goes back, Capricorn stays to say hi to Sovereign Nine of Pentacles, or be the Nine of Pentacles Capricorn, and the Page of Swords stepping up with a message. At 12:20 to 21, as the Page of Wands inspires the Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles, or the Page of Wands keeps them in holding or a waiting area until the Page of Swords is done, with Sovereign Capricorn, or mediating Capricorn and Virgo, with Pisces and Gemini, or Divine Feminine Lover, watched by the King of Wands, or the Queen of Pentacles and King of Wands are there with their kids, or coming full circle in a divorce proceeding. The Fool is free to go as the Knight of Swords changes or charges in, or runs after them, or Gemini charges at the old man, or Aries and Cancer with something to say about the past. Could be a family court with more than one family waiting, perhaps all watching the Capricorn testimony with sensitive emotions, with Pisces, Gemini, Aries, and Cancer, Earth, Wind, and Fire present, but emotions taking command at 12:32 of the Hanging Man and the 32 of the Journeyman. So now we go back to the read on the table. And so let me take the bowls off here for you. And this was done on the 15th, like I said. And I cut the deck at 8:53. That's the SIRIAN Starseed deck, the main deck on the table. And then I clarified and finished that at 9:04, which is the Hermit and the Emperor. And 8:53 would be written that way, 53/8, which is the Knight of Swords. We have the Hanging Man. Well, higher self is the underlying energy. And then the Hanging Man, Karma, which is the Judgment card, and the Chariot were in the read, and then after the read was the solar deity or sun, with 3 cups, 2 swords, 1 pentacle, and 2 wands, and the 32 and 12 of the Journeyman and the Hanging Man, wisdom. We have the Knight of Wands and, the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords were in the underlying energy. The main players in the read were the Nine of Cups, Sovereign, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So we had all 4 suits there represented. The Nine of Cups, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, and Queen of Wands. After the read was the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups. The numbers here, we had double 10s and double 8s. So the twins dancing and keeping that high vibe. With 8, 9, 10 begin again, as well as the 12 of the Hanging Man, 24 of the Queen of Wands, 46 of the Six of Cups, 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, and then 810, which is the 0 of source energy backing up the end of the karmic cycle of 81. The code line here was all about the number 108. Came from 10 and 98, which is the human body temperature and the destiny of the human. And 108, and which also can represent 10 and 8 of Chai of 18. But here the message was about co-creation and a sudden event with a 10, destined high vibration, an aha moment, with the Hermit feeling anxiety but supporting the Chariot. So the Hermit's anxiety supporting the movement of the Chariot. Also Ems as in Imana of the Pleiadian she-god. Imana or Ems, sea of high vibration, the happiness hotel, of compassion for one and all. And this mass imprisonment of the Chariot regarding ascension being like a mass imprisonment. And again, depending on how you see it. And the word Tenha came up, Tenha, which means alone or lonely, not crowded, desolate, deserted, and uninhabited. To stretch, draw, or to have, or to be rich. To give birth or to consider. And a mixture could be coming up there too as well. But Mother C alone, to stretch, draw, and have, and wave, consider and give birth, as the hermit in a mass release, i.e. the chariot of ascension. Mercy for the lonely in 98 degrees of human temperature of thoughts and words and deeds, as the chariot, that is the prison planet, or the one of release, the co-creation of a rising high vibe sea of laughter, as the hermit's mass is to free the planet of anxiety and feeling trapped. Okay, so instead of Christ's miss, it's coming up as God's mass to free the planet of anxiety and feeling trapped. We start with the Six of Cups reversed in the underlying energy over here with the mini deck on top. And the King of Wands upright is below that in the bottommost card with the Seven of Pentacles upright, the Divine Feminine in the E-Tower, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Knight of Swords upright, and then the Higher Self upright on top. As the King of Wands reaps and withholds or saves, playing hardball with the Knight of Swords, Higher Self, with a negative past or childhood or falling out, or the past now returning. Home alone, or perhaps not, with the Six of Cups reversed, or dissatisfied taking from the Ten of Cups reversed unhappy family, or the ending of an emotional cycle, or neither are happy about it, defenseless to the Page of Pentacles reversed, barely a seed and already seen as taking from them. With the Eight of Pentacles reversed, overworked, not working out in disconnect or at a distance, or not seeing eye to eye about juggling or performing or doing the daily grind after a sudden event or drama of the past, resisting sudden change after two not working and aroused by the drama of fighting. And the King of Wands could be building something or saving up and not telling until it's ready to be seen by the Knight of Swords, Higher Self. With Pisces upright and Scorpio reversed, in the recent past is the Page of Pentacles reversed, looking back to grounding, integrating, and mastering the Knight of Cups upright, and to rise to the occasion now the worst is over, as the Knight of Swords is upright with news of dreams and the unknown that requires surrender. The foundation of the Ten of Cups reversed at night, facing fears or the inner struggle of the Queen of Cups and Queen of Wands, both reversed at 10:34 in energetic exchange, and the end of an emotional cycle, with the central energy of the Knight of Cups reversed, tied to the Page of Wands reversed, or Taurus upright, frustrated with passions of not getting off the ground, and the challenge being the Eight of Swords reversed, in the release of fears and coming out about them. After love received from the King of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Pentacles upright, right, the family's good, upstanding, but the King of Pentacles may not be, or may have lost time, money, and effort, or their independence, or the Ten of Pentacles may be unaware of the heated exchange under the radar in 5D Connect. With the Empress upright, or on rest or break at 10:40, the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Cups. And now crowning is the Ten of Wands reversed, dumping a load after a conflict or separation and making an announcement or call. With the Hermit reversed, coming out about new passion or growth, received by being stressed out and withholding the King of Swords reversed, or withholding from them, feeling badly for breaking the chains and walking away. With the Chariot upright and the Magician upright, in a mass movement forward to manifest a breakup or weed out a lack of affection at work, to recover those left behind and the injustice of dumping all the burdens or everything on the Queen of Pentacles to hold on to and grow to or with the Nine of Pentacles Sovereign and High Priestess, or Higher Self. So soon here's the King of Swords reversed, receiving an ultimatum from the King of Wands upright to the Knight of Wands reversed, or the Empress may be knocked up by the Knight of Wands reversed. Perhaps the King of Wands' father says to do the right thing or else. As the King of Wands is upright, not sharing with the kids, and the Emperor reversed, or his inequity of having kids or on vacation with the Emperor reversed, the twin flames of the Hanging Man reversed, or awakening there, with the King of Cups reversed, released by foolish behavior, leaving them with only the Four of Pentacles and clinging to little savings. With the Six of Cups reversed, difficult kids or negative childhood, and the Page of Swords stepping up to the plate, awakening to the negative family influence around them, or not wanting their child's situation to be the same as theirs growing up, or a parent with addictions or bad habits. And around the twins, or how they're seen, is karma, or a wake-up call to the Ten of Cups reversed family, who may be weak or needing strength to split and keep to themselves for peace of mind. And the block being the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps the dream girl, who may be whole and natural but reversed as a fallen angel. So the Chariot's upright with the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, dumping their responsibilities and taking off. As the Page of Cups reversed is awakened in a twist of fate, and the King of Swords felt bad, detoxing and walking away from a bold move of the Magician without lover to co-create and let others in who have been done wrong, dumping a load on the Queen of Pentacles, who's now saving for independent child, Virgo and or Pisces, and the Queen of Swords upright in need of peace, who may be clinging to or with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, not drinking or overdoing it, whether partying too much or antisocial, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed is blocking a coming together here, with the King of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed, moving, traveling, or ascending fast in a double wake-up call and heated exchange at home, or about union or celebration, and the Page of Swords message, making a point to surrender to all that is, with or as the Knight of Cups upright sunshine, or Pegasus rises. As the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups with their day in the sun, the higher self is quiet about the Six of Cups reversed returning, and the Ten of Cups reversed, or negative family, and the Hanging Man is reversed, awake with an announcement or call, and the Page of Pentacles reversed is unhappy, challenged by the release of the King of Swords and Queen of Wands, who are coming out of hiding, or the Page of Pentacles is to them, or to dump their burdens, responsibilities, and taking off. Not telling or exchanging with home base, with the Page of Swords upright, or a message, wondering with the Knight of Cups upright, what's going on, right? The one who's worried about someone, when others just left without saying a word. At 1121, which is justice of coming full circle and completion. So the energy of withdrawn children, the higher self, or withdrawn children of the Ten of Cups reversed family, or unhappy family, or one going through an emotional cycle that's ending, and dissatisfaction, or not getting their wish, challenged by coming out and releasing anxiety and taking a load off to see a new perspective, with the King of Swords reversed in a wake-up call, with the Queen of Wands reversed, ascending in a heated exchange to home or union, or fighting on the way to a party, or to see the Page of Swords and Knight of Cups asking for strength to enjoy a vacation and or expose all, at 1128, which is justice of the twin flames. So just let's do a couple tea leaves here real quick, and then I'll let you go. It's 142 going on 143, and one card just fell right in the side crack there. The sun, happiness and well-being, beautiful. As it's summertime, there's one more card here, wants to be seen. And the bouquet, compliments from an admirer. So you have sun and flowers, and the bottom of the deck is rose and romance in the air. Look at that. There's the ladder of climbing towards success in the DNA of the aqua rose gold mother's heart too. And then there's the masculine energy of the sun and compliments from an admirer, offering flowers perhaps, or a bouquet, or a plant. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. There's definitely romance in the air. It's been coming up all week. Okay, guys, I hope you appreciate all those messages. And so here we go. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature. And remember to follow your own intuition first and last. Rise and be loved, love and rise. It's all in their eyes. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.